Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to Urban Lifestyle Cafe. I'm Michael, your bougie black brother, and I'm here with my co-host Alicia.
Hello.
And we just got back from seeing Pacific Rim Uprising, the 2018 version. And with a whole bunch of new characters other than the one character that was, well, not the one character. There was a couple of leftover characters from the other movie, but different concept of the way this movie was ran. If y'all didn't know, Pacific Rim was actually written and directed by Guillermo de Toro, the winner of The Shape of Water this year. But he's a big monster fan. He likes monsters and he creates all types of different things like that. So that was his movie, and it did well over in the States, but did enormous overseas. And if you follow the Japanese and Asian culture, they love these type of Kaiju monsters and stuff. And if you didn't know, there's a lot of like, what is it? Godzilla and Rodan and those monsters type things, the Japanese version. So this one was a continuation from the first, that these Kaiju was coming from a rip in the bottom of the earth, and these monsters was coming out just to destroy the world. And what the, I was going to say the Americans, but the humans created these large robots called Jaeger. And the Jaeger pilots had two people in them in order to control them, in order to fight the Kaiju. So last one, they was able to seal the breach, as they call it, the breach, where the Kaiju was coming from. And they was still having the robots, the actual Jaegers, still, active. And they weren't fighting anything, but they were active. And so now they have a new character named Jake Pentecost. And
he was the son.
He was the son of the general that was in charge from the last Pacific Rim. What was it? Idris Elba?
Yeah,
it was his son.
What is it? Stacker.
What was his name? Stacker.
Yeah,
so
son of Stacker.
Stacker. So he's the son of Stacker, but he was Jake Pentecost. So Jake Pentecost, son of Stacker Pentecost, reunites with Mako Mori to lead a new generation of Jaeger pilots, including rival Lambert and a 15-year-old hacker, Amara, against a new Kaiju threat. So Nate is Clint Eastwood's son, Scott Eastwood.
Yep.
So the pretty boy was on there, and they trying to promote him to say, hey, here's the next pretty face that we want to use.
He's been on a lot of
He's been showing up in some things, but
he's been acting for a little bit.
Not anything that's worth a damn.
Of course.
Fate and the Furious. He was in Suicide Squad, Overdrive. What's that? He was in Snowden too. I wasn't aware of that. But yeah, they're trying to build him up. So he's in the middle of getting a lot of face time, as they say. Then our buddy returned, Charlie Day, from Is Always Sunny in Philadelphia, to play the crazy ass Dr. Newton, and the one who played his sister from there, and the other doctor, Dr. Herman Gittenberg or whatever. Anyway, but he's on there. So interesting. So we see them come back, and they're having a bunch of young recruits, and they still have some well-known robots or well-known Jaegers that was out there, but they training new recruits just in case the Kaiju come back. But then there's a organization that were making virtual pilots to become Jaeger clones. So they have these clone robots, drones, excuse me, not clones.
Right, drones.
Drone robots where the people are somewhere else, but they controlling these Jaegers remotely. So that was the debate of, we don't need these pilots no more that's inside these machines. We can do it outside there. So in between that, some other stuff was going on that they just felt that this corporation is just doing some crazy stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much almost the gist of it.
Yeah.
Other than,
a bunch of
how
robots.
did you like the movie?
It's a bunch of robots
It's
fighting.
a bunch of robots fighting.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the how would you say, how they did it? You know, love the robots moving around and kicking, hurting each other, and how it was that was good. I like seeing that. But then there was some crazy. I mean, it was like all over the place. It really was.
What do you mean by all over the place?
You know, the girl just came out of nowhere.
Which girl?
The little girl.
So the little girl was making a Jaeger on her own.
Right. That's right. She did. A little one.
So a little one. Which cute.
It was cute.
Reminded me of Transformers. So the Bumblebee, Bumblebee rolls around into a ball, and then he turns into a car or whatever like that. But remind me of Bumblebee, and it rolled around, and she made it on her own out of a bunch of junk, but it was functional, and it fought one of the main Jaeger.
Don't remember. She
robots.
ran into Jake, and
so Jake was doing some criminal stuff because he used to be a well-known pilot because he wanted to prove to his father that he was really good. But then his father died, and so he left and rebelled and started.
His sister was bailing him out.
Yeah, and he was working with the underground people doing illegal stuff, and they said he's going to go to jail unless he become a Jaeger pilot all over again. And him and the little the girl Amara, which is a 15-year-old hacker, gets taken to the big place where all the Jaegers were.
Right.
And so just to be in training, really there was no threat, but they said why not put him back into the Jaeger program and help the guy Nate, Clint Eastwood's son, train them because they needed somebody over there.
They were partners before.
Because they were partners. Yeah, they were in one of the main Jaegers that everybody said, "Ooh, he was in the main Jaeger." Ooh, so he was like a legend to them. But so like you said, hey, it's just a robot movie. So I like it because, and I'll just say I like it because it's a better version of the Transformers. The Transformers, they try to make stories out of nothing. And they just really extending a story and adding stuff to it that didn't make much sense after the first two. After that, they're just trying to make money off of it and then coming up with other type of mechanized aliens from outer space. Then the evil robots had come, and that got tiring. But this was more interesting because they have all of the monsters that's coming from the breach, and we know there's a threat below them. So you always got to be aware. If you're not aware, then they're gonna destroy cities, and they're all on the coast because the breach is in the Atlantic Ocean because it's like surrounding that. Well, maybe it's not the Atlantic. Maybe it's on the other side. Oh, it's the Pacific Rim. Silly me. Australia, China, all the way over to Hawaii. So the breach is all throughout that area, and they've been coming up from that. So it's a simple movie, but it's all about the action of the robots and what the robots can do and which robot has special powers and what little weapons do they have.
Yep.
And it just makes it exciting. The storyline was regular. I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary. It wasn't impressive. So what happened was Charlie Day, or Dr. Newton, he was what is that? I forgot what they call it. When they go into a trance and
he was possessed.
No, but he was melding his brain with the actual monsters that was underneath. But and it's these little monsters that control them, and it was just weird because you just don't know what they were, but you knew that they were doing crazy stuff. But he was melding his mind with the with the monsters, the precursors. That's what they were called. So these precursors were actually controlling the monsters. So it wasn't like they were monsters. They were like beings that control the monsters. But so the doctor was melding his mind with the precursors, and then they were taking over. So he was, like Alicia said, he was practically possessed by them.
He was.
So he was controlling them. And what he did was he programmed the drones to become actual Kaijus, and they would break up and became Kaijus, and they were going to break open the breach so the actual Kaijus will actually come out of there. So when they came out, then it was time for the Jaegers to come out. Yay! And then you have battle with the monsters again, which was exciting. They fought in the city, and there was this one Jaeger that went rogue. You remember that one? The one that had the Jaeger brain inside of that damn thing.
Oh yeah. That was at the beginning?
No, that was in the middle. Remember when his sister died? She was in the helicopter.
Right. Yeah, that was the very first.
Yeah, that was around the first end of the movie. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're right. But she had some things. She found out that, hey, there's something going on up in Russia and Siberia, and come to find out, one of the Jaeger robots was up there, and they was trying to destroy the area, and they was fighting against them. So they sent the main robot up there to find out what's going on. And then they fight, and they find out that one of the Kaiju brains was inside the robot.
Right.
And then it goes on and on. It's just storyline was like, whatever. Get the robots to start fighting. Yeah, so you was kind of waiting.
That's what it was. You had this little bit of storyline going in the middle of it, but you really wanted to see the
robots fight.
Yeah.
You didn't.
That's it.
You didn't. And then you was like, so if they seal the breach, where's the Kaiju? And then you found out that they was gonna break the breach open so they'll come back. But this one was kind of cool this time, because what the Charlie Day's Professor Newt did. What he did was he made some nanites, some mechanical nanites that made the actual what was that? The Kaijus into three different monsters
into one
huge ass monster. And then it was in Tokyo, and it was gonna go break open Mount Fuji. And then once they break open Mount Fuji, their blood mixed in with the gases, the natural gases in Mount Fuji, will poison the whole world. So they had to stop the Kaiju from jumping into the volcano, and so they were fighting against that. And it was a couple of exciting scenes from that, and I enjoyed it. So it was one of those enjoyable movies that say, wow, fantasy, big robots fighting, yeah, big robots. And acting was weak as hell. There was nobody that really stood out as good acting in here. It was directed really cheesy, but it was entertaining. Even in the end, it was entertaining. So if you say, would you recommend seeing this? Well, I enjoyed it. It was fun. But if you want to intellectually sit down and say, what about the science? Or, could this really happen? And no, none of this bullshit could happen. It's no. But if you want to be entertained by robots breaking open buildings and getting electrical chains and whips and, electrical saws with fire around them, it's exciting and worth seeing. I guess. Your thoughts, man?
besides besides the fake mustache on.
Oh yeah, you keep calling out the
John.
fake.
Oh my God.
Fake mustache
I was like,
on.
Does that look like a real mustache? And I'm like, I
It
kept
was like
asking
a-
Michael about the damn
I was
mustache.
like, get off the mustache. Amen.
Overall, the story was kind of weak.
Yep.
I can't say nothing good about it besides the monsters fighting. You know, the creatures, because I like the, what do you call it? What is not? The dragons, the old Hong Kong movies we used to watch.
But they was called kaijus then.
Yeah, and
So that's what the Japanese call them.
I mean, those were
Kaiju.
awesome. And so that's
It was. You knew they was in. People inside the suits, but it still was entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
Even the story was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I really was excited about seeing them fight the monsters, the robots,
The kaiju, yeah,
the kaijus,
and the Jaeger pilots.
Like I said, the little girl built a robot, which I thought was cute.
Yeah.
Because she really, she knew her stuff about the robots, knew her history on the robots.
Yep.
So that was cute. I like her.
Yeah, added into that.
Yeah.
She was a good addition, I
Yeah.
think.
Then you had the other ones. I mean, they was, like you said, no name stars in there.
And they wasn't worthy of kind of mentioning.
It was kind of obvious they were going to get into the big machine, the big robots, because they were just in training. It's like, okay, you're in training.
So all the other pilots is going to get messed up, and then it's going to be, it's up to you,
Yeah, that's what we heard.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, his sister died, and I was kind of disappointed in that.
Yeah, because I wanted her to be the leader.
Yeah.
After her
really
father
good.
died, or their father died, she would step up and be the representative of the Jaeger project.
Right.
I thought she would be that, and she would be giving the orders. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the case. They killed her off, which was I didn't
feel that. Yeah,
I didn't think that was necessary. I think they should have held her, but I think what they want to do is recreate a whole new set of characters. Now, the black guy who played Jake, John Boyega, they talking a lot like, wow, he's such a low-key, really intense actor. I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
I think
Star
he's
Wars, I
okay.
wasn't impressed with him in there either.
No, not really. I liked them when they first showed up. With the first one, he was interesting there.
Yeah, but
the second one,
yeah, they make him look like like a pussy.
Yeah.
So,
he was okay in Detroit. Remember, he was in Detroit.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't really stand out in it, but he was okay. But I don't think he did anything thus far that will say what a great actor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, what a good upcoming actor. No, I think he's okay. You know what I mean? I think he was a good actor. He didn't do anything that to stand out and make it look like
he was the star, and so was Scott Eastwood. Those are the two biggest stars in that whole movie. Right now. But overall, it was. I mean, acting was weak, but the action was awesome.
Yeah, the action was awesome. Yeah,
I
really have to agree with that.
Yeah, the action was awesome.
So worthy of that. If you have anything to be worthy of, the action, and I'm not even gonna say the special effects, but I'll just say the action on there was really, really good, and the way they coordinated the robots and everything, that was pretty cool.
Yes, it was
pretty cool. So enjoyable movie. But again, like we said, if you're really looking for a great storyline, a really good, for a sci-fi movie, the way the story was set up, no, not at all.
So your score, or let me give you my score. I give it a 6.
Very good. Very good. I'm with you with the 6. I was gonna go lower than 6, but I think it came on TV. I'll watch it again because I just like to see the robots fight.
Yeah, I want to see the fights too.
Yeah,
all over again.
And then the way they trying to set it up is the next one would be them trying to go through the breach,
right,
to fight the precursors and the kaiju where they're at, as opposed to waiting for them to come out. So I think that's the next thing, because he said at the end, "Don't worry, we're coming for you."
Yeah, he sure did say that.
And the thing is, it made money at the theater. It actually beat Black Panther this week. So Black Panther was like hot for like what the last 5 weeks at number one, but it dropped to number two because this came out, and it made over $100 million in overseas markets. So you got to understand, the Asian markets love robots. They love like monsters like this.
Yeah, they don't care about.
They're gonna make money. They don't
care about the acting, because acting was always bad in those movies.
Yeah,
anyway. So Godzilla, like the Godzilla one.
They don't care about that. They love this.
Yes, they sure do.
This tech robot thing, because they got the anime series with the robots, and they believe in a lot of this artificial intelligence and AI and all of that. So it's probably going to make enough money for them to make a third one.
Yeah, they get them. They'll recoup their money.
I think it's worth it. I think if they get a better, no, I don't think they're going to be a better one. I think the same director is going to do the next one. His name is Stephen DeKnight. He did Spartacus, Smallville. Oh, he wrote the Daredevil.
Oh, really?
Wow. So if he wrote the Daredevil, he did, well, a couple of episodes. If he wrote the Daredevil, he did a really bad job with this one then, because the Daredevil series was awesome. So I don't know what he was doing here, but I can deal with it. And he did Spartacus, War of the Damned. He produced that. But yeah. So I'm with you, baby. I say it's 6 because I'll see it again. I'll watch it. I may not watch the whole thing. I may, drag along until the robots start fighting, and then I'll watch it, and then I'll pull up my iPad.
So you just wait to get on TV.
Comes. Yeah, exactly.
Just wait to get on TV.
I'm not gonna do no more than that.
Yeah.
But anywho, so yeah, Pacific Rim Uprising. Be prepared for 3 based on the sales that it's getting, and it's semi exciting. Sure. Anything else, Booba?
Nah, darling.
Urban Lifestyle Cafe. Catch us on YouTube and Spotify under the Bougie Black Brother. Grab us and leave comments and likes or dislikes. And any recommendations. We did get a couple of recommendations here and there. There's a couple of movies coming out. There's one that I really want to see that we may wait till it gets to mass produced or mass release so we can see it. It's the new Wes Anderson movie. Wes Anderson is great. That guy is just so weird. He's so fun. He did Moonrise Kingdom, Rushmore. I didn't really like Rushmore too much, but the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh yeah, that's our favorite.
It is one of our favorites, and Moonrise Kingdom is one of my favorites as well. He's very, very creative. So he's doing a kind of like a live action anime with dogs on an island, but giving homage to the Japanese movies and all of that. So it's a mixture between the two, which is like really, really cool. But we also have the Steven Spielberg movie coming up, the Ready Player One. And I really want to see it. And the critics is like raving about that and say it's like, everything AI, and you'll see it all. And it's just so graphic and fun and everything. When you see that, it's just outstanding. So I can't wait to see that one. We'll be looking at that one in upcoming weeks. And then whatever from there. So we'll be fine. Urban Lifestyle Cafe, bougieblackbrother.com. Come to the website and see all the other podcasts that we have. The music, the tech, and I'll be doing the tech one on the HomePod. Look out for that one too.
Oh, don't. What about, what about the iPad? New iPad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to read about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I got to read about that. And every Wednesday, check us out every Wednesday for our movie. And A couple of TV shows came out too, but we'll get around to that one. But Urban Lifestyle Cafe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.